4 News.
College sports are big business, and it comes down to this. Great athletes equal wins, wins equal higher profits for universities.
Aggressive recruiting is a big part of the process, which more often targets younger kids, especially girls. New at 6, Komo Force guard Swanson exposes the recruiting wars.
Flores of Auburn trains 5 days a week, skillful from all angles. She's rated one of the top guards in the country.
Okay, so you're 14 in 8th grade. Let's go.
Still in middle school, Taylor is already on the radar of a handful of Division I coaches. For now, it's flattering.
College coaches, and my dream is to play college basketball, and I'd like to play for one of them someday.
So far, we received an interest letter from UW.
For her family, committing early could ensure scholarship money.
And a Christmas card from the University of Utah.
But there's a fine line between pushing too hard mentally and physically and letting Taylor be an everyday kid.
As she got older, we noticed that her emotions were more sensitive. And so we have to start learning how to speak to her in the same way, too, making sure that she still has that passion to play.
I have missed out on things like parties. My friends ask me to come over, but I usually say no because basketball training or basketball practice. But they usually understand, so it's okay.
NCAA rules prevent universities from directly contacting athletes younger than the middle of their junior year in high school. But schools can get around that. Many colleges rely on club coaches to be the middleman of communication between the players and the universities.
You never want to shoot with a bent elbow.
Jason Baskett is one of those guys. He owns Emerald City Basketball Academy. After 16 years in the biz, he knows coaches coast to coast, helping more than 400 athletes secure college scholarships. These days, training starts early.
Now it's very specific. You know, you have your speed coach, you have your strength coach, you have your basketball development. But that's the same thing in all sports.
Here at the University of Washington, Husky women's basketball coach Mike Neighbors knows the recruiting process. He keeps tabs on young athletes with outside information. But recruiting this age is risky.
It happens every year. I mean, there's 5 or 10 the top ranked kids every year that don't end up having the college career that their ranking would have suggested.
Coach Neighbors says every player on his team was recruited at a very young age. For sophomore guard Kelsey Plum, the recruiting wars for her talents started when she was in middle school.
I had a coach go to class with me once. I had to give a presentation, and that was kind of almost like nerve-wracking. You know, you got a coach sitting in the front row just watching you. All my friends around me making fun of me. At that age, you're hungry and you want it, so that makes you want even more to know that you really do have a chance at that point to play college basketball.
According to the National Collegiate Scouting Association, the race to score younger athletes has drastically accelerated across the board, from soccer to lacrosse.
The diamonds in the roughs don't exist like they did 10 years ago. So we've been watching these kids all play from a very young age. I remember what those kids looked like when they were 14 years old, 13 years old.
Who knows what the end result of the journey is? Maybe it's a scholarship, maybe it's not. But I don't think that's the reward. I don't think the scholarship's the reward. I think what you do in the journey is going to make you a different type of person.
For young athletes, that journey starts now. Guard Swanson, Komo 4 News.
Taylor says she'd like to play for a women's basketball powerhouse like UConn, which could be a tough pill to swallow for her mom, who went to the UW. Taylor's sister, by the way, is getting some attention too. She's just 11 years old.